Welcome back to One of Partnership Realty's podcast, and we are here with our lovely manager, ladies. How are you this morning?
Good, thank you. This is another Monday. This one will be a little bit different. We're gonna hit it on English. And I hope you excuse me and excuse my accent.
Why? I love your accent. Are you kidding me? I don't know what you're talking about. But I want to tell you guys one thing. We are really, truly honored to have one of the best mortgage lending institutions in all the state of Florida and many other states all around. So we have here the young lady, Janice from CMG Mortgage, and her boss, Jason. So, guys, welcome. Thank you for being here at our show. I know that you guys are highly experienced with many different loans. I don't think that there's a individual that you will address or come to you that you cannot help. That you have loans for almost everybody. Well, whoever can't get a loan is because they just can't get a loan. They're not ready at that given moment. But one of the questions that I've got that has been just drilling on me for quite a while, and we've known each other, but I've never had the opportunity to ask you or even ask Janice. Tell us, why CMG? Why did you pick CMG? There are so many institutions out there, but there had to be, what was it that made you feel that this is the right mortgage lending institution?
Okay. Want me to take this one, Janice?
You take it and I go after.
All right,
Yeah,
sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, first off, thank you both so much for having us. Appreciate the partnership and excited about our podcast today. So, so in 3 days, just look this up, I will have been doing this 24 years. Wow. And never got out when things got tough.
Good morning. Wait, we have our chef here. Good morning, Edmund.
Thank you.
How are you today? Thank you for the coffee.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coffee.
We could always use that in the morning.
Always.
Muchas gracias.
Oh, yeah.
So today, Janice is going to talk in Spanish and I'm going to try to talk in English.
About 13 and a half years ago, I was the first person to get a CMG paycheck in the state of Florida.
Oh, wow.
I was actually traveling the country pitching my old organization's products and services, and ended up meeting somebody from CMG who had a product at that time, which we still have, and we'll talk about that later, that I'm talking to all of these financial advisors about super interesting stuff like debt to income ratios. So I'm trying to keep everybody awake. And a gentleman by the name of Dave, who was talking about a way that people could get out of their debt in about a third the time. And this product is specific to CMG. And so I said, man,
interesting.
If these guys are innovating like this in a time when innovation in the mortgage business was really at a standstill. This was back in 2011, so everything had shrunk. You can only get loans from institutions backed by the government.
Very few.
And they were talking about ways of getting people out of debt in a fraction of the time. Like, I want to get to know these people a little bit. And a year later, we were working together, and that was in September of 12.
Wow.
So that's what got me interested to begin with. What keeps me here is very simple. It's two specific things. One, very hard to put your finger on because you got to feel it, and that's the people.
Right.
Janice and I have been working together for, about 8 years now, and the rest of our peers, I've just never been around a group of people who are so committed to that dream of homeownership.
It's important.
It's what we get up for every single day. We don't do anything else. None of us were not into anything besides this. So we do it because we love it. And then on top of the people, you add the forward-thinking parts of the organization where they're continuing to innovate. So they innovated this product called the All-in-One that I referenced a moment ago in 2005. And since then, we have brought many new things to the mortgage environment that weren't there before. So if you take people who are committed to service excellence, committed to doing what you say you're going to do, and then add in product innovation, it's
very important.
Really hard to think about why I would do it somewhere else.
I want to hear from you too.
Okay, so let me tell you, thank you so much for having me. I'm Janice White, and my career in financing started in 1983. My first job was on August 12th, 1983. So I have been in this field for a very long time. And I had my own company for about 12 years. And when the market changed, I realized, I wanted something different. And I prayed my way, and CMG found me. And honestly, CMG is family. It's all of us clients. If I have an issue with a client, we can't get it closed, I could reach out to any person in CMG and said, what do you think?
Right.
I could reach out to the top producers and said, listen, I want my to improve my performance. Give me some ideas. We could have a conversation. So it's really, really family, and that's something from my heart. I have been working with Jason, and you could call Jason. He will call you back. He will call you back.
You can't hear that much anymore from other
Right.
institutions. So
And I could
that's
tell
something to
Jason
be proud of.
my truth. Jason, I don't feel this way about this, and he respects my truth. And that is something that is so very difficult to find in this world,
Right.
that you can't be yourself.
Right.
So I had an experience at Partnership when we were leaving for the Christmas holidays.
Okay.
And one of the agents ran out to the parking lot to wave to me to say, have a good Christmas. And I was so taken aback. I said, this is family. And I am sitting in the parking lot looking at the building, don't even want to leave because it's family.
It's
so
true.
You could function so much in this world when you find a space where you're comfortable and you know people genuinely love you and you could genuinely love you back.
That everyone's got the same passion for the same
Yes,
goal,
for the
which
same
is
goal.
helping the community, helping our clients to achieve their dreams, which is owning the home ownership. It's really tough for a lot of individuals to qualify for a home, but then when they've got experience, because that's something I like to talk about a little bit. I'm not knocking on new agencies or knocking on new individuals that just got licensed, but I would be petrified to do a loan or hand over my 30-year loan, and all the money that I worked for. You know how hard it is for an individual to save up first, last security. Look, I'm sorry, I'm thinking about a rental here. For down payment, closing costs, appraisal, insurance, and inspection and all that. That's a great deal of money. And then they're signing a 30-year loan. So you really are talking about a 30-year loan. This is a long-term loan commitment. Would you really give this to an inexperienced agency? You won't, or an inexperienced
Even
individual.
for us as a realtor, we don't want to give out our clients because lenders tend to manage more volume, but realtors kind of a little bit less. And I won't hand on or hand off my client, my only client, or
Correct.
probably one of my 2 or 3 closings a month to someone
you're
that doesn't have
absolutely
an
correct.
experience or will not be able to manage my client in. Most of my clients are 1099, are not the easiest ones. So
Well,
basically,
South Florida, I mean, we're talking about, not South Florida, almost the entire Florida. I mean, there are so much independent jobs out there. So 1099s, these entrepreneurs and things like that. It's
they do require experience.
yeah. So
There's
yeah,
more ways to make money today, more different kinds of ways
Right.
to make money today
Right.
than ever before.
Right.
And not just in our careers, just period.
Period.
In the
Yeah, all
United
around.
States, there's more people or more different ways to earn that.
Yeah.
And that's where the experience comes from. That's why trusting somebody like Janice, and Janice specifically, is so important because we have 907 different mortgage products.
Wow.
907.
Wow.
That means we have to have a true understanding of who these people are.
Right.
One of the things we talk about, Janice says, I can call anybody. I've been on the phone with the president of CMG when he sits around MBA meetings and tells people he still talks about deals. Other CEOs think he's crazy, but and when I called him, because there was a deal I believed in, and that's a policy we have, by the way, we call it leapfrogging. You can call as many people as you want until you get to Chris George. That is CMG, by the way, is Chris George. And you can get to him to get it done. And his first question to me was, tell me about the client.
Yep.
Who are we talking about giving this $4.5 million loan to? You know, and that really touched me because it reminded me that this is that people business, you
Absolutely.
know, and still we're doing more business in the state of Florida today than the entire company did when I started. And when I call somebody, they ask me what the name of the client is. They don't ask me what the loan number is, still to this day.
Oh my God. Did you hear that? Wait. No, I have to stop there for a second. No, what you just said, it's amazing. You're right. We work with many lending institutions, and what they ask is, tell me the loan number. Okay, no, we are not a number. We're talking about someone's life here. Obviously, not death of, a death in life or anything like that, but they're financial affairs. So yeah, they're more important than just a number. They're completely an individual that you want to know about, care about, and help. So one thing I loved about Janice, because her and I talk a lot, and believe it or not, on Saturdays and Sundays. On Saturdays and Sundays.
We were talking yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. She will call me. That's it. And that's one thing that Partnership Realty's got, and our full team has. We are available to our realtors. We're available to our clients 7 days a week. 7 days a week. And I admire you, both of you guys, for that there,
So something I must add to what Jason said. We have the products that we have. But in my team, including Jason and all the people that have it in the back office, together we have over 200 years experience. Wow. So it's not just about my years, it's everybody collaborate together, and we all, but Jason, what's the phrase you said? We're all stronger together?
No one of us is smarter than all of us.
Exactly.
And
well said.
And that is something that we promote daily. It's not just something we talk about. So I'll give you a perfect example. Twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays, the head of our entire underwriting department, so not the underwriter, not the supervisor, the head of the department, opens up her brain to anybody who has a question. You literally can just show up, raise your hand. She'll go to every single one of you. If there's a new underwriting update, she'll highlight that in the beginning. She'll get through everybody. And then we meet every single Tuesday as a team. And I have a running document that when I learn something from one loan officer, I just put that in, and then we share it all together in a roundtable. And it's just to make sure that nobody misses anything, because this industry is so dynamic.
To do something like that on Fridays.
Every Friday, every single Friday, we do the same thing. So your
company kind of operates the same way we do. We're kind of family. We try to educate the realtor. We are trying to be like helping each other.
Education. Ooh. Without education, 80% of realtors drop out. Honestly, they just drop out. And it's not because they don't have the talent or the ability to be able to do it. They really seriously do. I really mean that. They've got everything. God's given them everything, okay, to be able to do it. Besides, you got that real estate license. You accomplished it. Now, the problem is signing up with the right institution, the right brokerage firm that's going to offer you the support, the tools, the technology that we do here as a team together, and there's two types of knowledge. There's the wrong product knowledge, and then there's the right product knowledge. You got some of these institutions out there, which I'm not going to name any, but they bring in individuals who are paying $30, $40 a month. They never practice real estate. They know nothing about hands-on, boots on the ground, or anything like that, okay? And they're reading out of a textbook. Honestly, is that the one supposed to be teaching me? Not at all. You need people that have boots on the ground, and those are the individuals and with years of experience. You know, so knowledge is very. So I call that bad knowledge. Good knowledge is just individuals like us, that we have years of experience, trial and error, trial and error, trial and error makes us more perfect. Okay, and now we perfectionize on what we got. We become better. So, to be honest with you, some realtors just are just signing up with the wrong brokerage firms, you know, and getting the wrong knowledge. Because I've had realtors that come here on board, and I sometimes my heart bleeds out for them a little bit because they've got 10, 20 years of experience. I kid you not. And I have a realtor that's got 5-6 months with us, just signed up with us, that has more experience. That's why we do classes here in Spanish, English, and in Creole, 5 days a week, every single day. You know, and we're looking for new ways like today. Today's pure knowledge right here. You know, we're trying to provide more information that could be helpful for, you know, our audience that's watching. And like Lady said, we have now a new one on Friday, and we get together and we make sure that we touch and help. Besides the regular classes, you know, we have the live stream classes, plus we have the workshops. We have so much stuff going on. You know, and again, it's about knowledge. That's why it'll keep an office open like ours for 28 years. Partnership Realty's been open here instead of, yeah, thank you so much. But again, it's been a lot of hard work, like what, you know.
And trial and error.
Education is really huge. Education is really huge because I learn something every day.
Absolutely.
And I am so much involved, well, I'm very much involved in the Women's Council of Realtors.
I know you are.
And I'm always sitting into their meetings, to their training and that stuff. So I know the real estate side of it as well. And I know what the realtors are looking for. I think that's what creates some uniqueness in me, because I could see from their side as well.
Yeah.
And with that, I know exactly what education they're looking for, and educate the clients as well, because clients need education just as much as I need.
Oh, absolutely, I agree.
I have a client, he doesn't know how to read or write, and when I try to explain something, he's done like 6 deals with me already.
Wow.
But when I first tried to explain something to him, he was like, whatever, I'm not gonna know what you're talking about. And I was always telling him, you are going to know.
Yes.
And nowadays, when I send him a paper, he trusts in me like fully.
Yeah. Exactly
But
right.
I always explain every single paper, every single step that we're doing on the transaction. I always explain to him, and
Absolutely.
he understands it.
Right. It's got to be like that. There's no other way.
Yep.
That is the only way. There's no other way.
That goes right to one of our philosophies, which is personal interaction over transaction. You know, if you weren't willing to understand who that client is, what they were looking for, why they were looking for it, you would have never been able to build that trust and also be able to set that client up for success. If you skipped a step or you glossed over some detail, it might have, you know, it inadvertently still, but it might have harmed him, and it didn't.
I told him the other day, and
Totally
I told him,
agree.
I know you don't know, but you have over $4 million in assets. And
It's amazing.
That is
Congratulations
amazing.
to you and your client, both of you, honestly. That's amazing. Love something you said a little bit. I'm going to go right back on that one here. I can't tell you how many realtors bring me clients in that have spoken to other lending institutions. And when I start asking them questions, they were clueless, as if they didn't explain a single thing to them. That I couldn't do. I am identical to you guys. I will go detail for detail, and I promise you, by the time that those clients or client leaves my office, they're ready to go get their MLO license.
Right.
They are ready to become loan officers because I have educated them, and I swear to you, they've told me so many times, Ismael, I didn't know anything. No one ever explained any of this to me, but now they know everything from the beginning to the very end, with mortgage insurances, why mortgage insurance is required. I mean, everything. I mean, I'm not even a mortgage lender, but I want my clients to walk out fully knowledgeable and feeling comfortable when they go to bed at night. They know what they're doing. So I totally agree with you guys on all of that.
Well, and that's, you know, Janice does a phenomenal buyer's consultation.
She does.
To understand exactly where they've been, where they'd like to go, but more importantly, why, and why now. You know, so when you can talk about, I got to fill this part of the application out, most of the time that stuff works itself out just through the conversation of where are we and where we'd like to go. Because we believe in what we like to call the platinum rule. So not the golden rule where you treat other people the way you want to be treated.
Right.
We treat other people the way they want to be treated. But the only way we know what that is if we ask them. You know, all the way down to how do you like to communicate? Do you want to talk on the phone or do you just want to talk in text? But all of that comes from an unwavering commitment to that initial buyer consultation.
Agreed.
So that you can understand that they have trouble reading and writing. You could understand they would prefer to have it in a different language, which we have people on our team who speak a variety of languages as well. You know, do you work nights so that you can only talk from this time to this time? You know, we got to find out all of that, because that way we can help them get to where they want to go.
Now I want to throw a 360 in here. I am going to throw a loop here at you guys. Don't mean to turn things around, but you just said something I really love to death. He goes, why now? You said that. Okay? This is what's on everyone's mind. I mean, this is on a daily conversation with us. I mean, from broker to broker, that I'm talking with other brokerage firms, talking with realtors, I'm talking with clients, and so forth. Why now? I agree. This is my personal opinion, okay, that this is the time to buy. Right now. Right now is the time to buy. It's a buyer's market, first of all, okay? If we're looking at, we're supposed to get another rate cut, and they didn't, you know, they didn't reduce the rate again, but still, there's a misconception of, you know, clients that don't truly understand financing very well. So if I could just try to sum it up real quickly here. You know, people don't understand how important it is to be in a buyer's market where other individuals are looking for the interest rates to go down. If the interest rate goes down, then it becomes a seller's market. It's called supply and demand. People start to buy, less supply. What happens to the demand? Prices go up.
And we saw that in 2021.
We've seen it so
Absolutely.
many times. I've been doing this 32 years, been at Partnership Realty 28 years managing it, okay? And broker. So I've seen this so many times. Here's something. The rate just went up. So you're trying to save on what's called the payment, get the lower payment. Well, wait when the prices go up, okay? First of all, wait till the prices go up. Your payment's going to go up, okay? And then if it does become to where there is a very scarce amount of inventory out there, it becomes a bidding war like we've seen before numerous of times. I've had realtors that come to me, go, Ismael, I offer 10,000, 15, 75, 150,000 over asking price, over appraised value. That means besides their down payment, closing costs, appraisal, and all that they got to bring in, now they have to bring an additional $50,000 to be the winning bidder, okay? Something else here on this here that they don't realize. In a buyer's market, realtors, experienced realtors are able to get what's called seller contributions. So where the buyer doesn't have to pay for they do have to put for the down payment. And we got down payment assist where they don't even have to pay they don't have to put the down payment anymore. But if we can get seller contributions, seller to pay for the buyer's closing costs, can you imagine the savings that buyer is saving right now? In a seller's market, they're not going to get seller contribution, meaning seller to pay for buyer's closing costs. Now, people are always worried. Feds are always saying, hey, what is the APR? It doesn't matter if you're financing a car, financing a home, whatever the case may be. What is the APR? Annual percentage interest rate, correct? That is the truth, the whole truth, and what? Nothing but the truth right there. Okay, let's talk about that. Can you imagine that your price went up in value, you're paying more for this home, and now you had to pay for your own closing costs? You're a buyer. Now you had to pay for your own closing costs. You had to bring $15,000 to the table, $13,000 or $17,000 depending on the sales price. Factor that back into the APR. Factor the price that you brought into the APR. Truly, you did more damage to yourself by, that experience. I've heard that so many, those rumors outside. Oh, I'm going to wait for the interest rates to go down. Yes, please go ahead and do that. I'm being sarcastic right now. I try to educate them on not. I go, this is the time to buy. You could do a seller's going to pay for it anyway, and you could do a rate buy down. reduce their interest rate with upfront points, okay, and still get the seller to pay for the buyer's closing costs. I mean, honestly, this is the time to buy. Why now? Because of these reasons that I went over. If things are supposed to go in the direction from what I'm hearing, I don't know about I would love to hear both of your experience on this one, hear what you guys have heard. 2026 is going to be a very good year. It's supposed to go up, but if it does, it will not be it won't be a buyer's market anymore. So what's your opinion on a buyer's market to a seller's market?
I mean, you're absolutely right on all of that, and I'll add in as well. There's a demographic portion of this that not a lot of people want to talk about, and it's built right into supply and demand. And if I turn a little nerdy here, I apologize, but you can't argue with the data. So the millennial generation was the biggest generation, even bigger than the baby boomers. They're all now aging into first-time home buying ages. So we call that new housing formations. They've been alive, but maybe they've been living in an apartment or they've been living with their parents. So eventually they're not going to do that. They're going to want to buy. So right now is when the most competition is out there. If we drop interest rates, then it's only going to add to that competition, which means that if there's a bunch of people sitting on the sideline now waiting, this could be your opportunity to come in, get the house of your dreams instead of competing with a dozen other people if interest rates go down because somebody on CNBC or whatever said, hey, rates are down, now's a great time to buy.
Totally agree.
Keep in mind of where you're getting your information from. You're getting it from people who get paid for eyeballs. They don't get paid for accuracy. Okay? We're accountable because we're here in the market. We are riding this wave with you. So we've got to be accurate because otherwise that's our only only piece of our reputation. Where if we were on talking about a variety of topics, somebody's going to forget if we didn't do something right. So we're here today making sure that we give you the good quality information
to do
it. So we joke around and say the best time to buy was yesterday, the second best time is today. Exactly, and I can tell you from personal experience as well. My wife and I are very fortunate that both of us bought when we were young.
Same here.
And so something I tell my kids too, do something your 40-year-old self will thank you for today.
Exactly. Yeah, and for the individuals in their 20s and things like that, this is the time to buy.
Yep, that's exactly
you will
what I'm talking
thank
to.
yourself and try to buy as many as you can. As many as you can. There are so much great financing that you guys offer for investors, for 1099 self-employed individuals. There are second homes. Oh my gosh. I've seen your programs. I've seen what I'm at by your programs are, your loans and things like that. They're phenomenal, and you're very good at it, by the way, too.
What I want to add to what Jason said is, that's where the education comes in.
Right.
Because when I do a consultation with my buyers, I explain to them the reason why today is the best day. And once they have an understanding, interest rate is not the main thing.
I agree.
You can change that.
Yeah,
I agree.
Interest rate can change.
I agree.
Absolutely.
So I am listening to these two young guys talking. And one of them happened to be my client. And he was telling his friend, if you had bought last year, how much money you would have saved? And he was able to tell that client because of the education that I gave him. So it's so important to educate people so they understand. Now, when I'm going to me personally, if I'm going to buy a property, I could look at the area, look at the demographic, and know this is a good investment. Not everybody could see that. So you have to explain that to them. Interest rate, we could always change that. But getting it today is the best day for anything.
Absolutely, 1,000,000%.
Today's the best day for me to be here.
I'm not even going to say 100%, so 1,000,000%.
Yeah, today's the best day for everything.
I managed to negotiate. I do commercial investments now. I used to do a lot of residential sales and things like that, but I don't really do residential sales. And I do maybe one a year it's got to be a family member. So I just did one for my daughter. And, I was excited that I was able to get, but I knew I was able to get it, and I was able to get her the full, closing costs. You know how much savings that is? And then you guys have such great programs. with the down payment assistance for the first home buyers, they could buy a home with what, $2,000 or less. Literally
And
$2,000.
Some of these clients really don't know that they could buy.
Yeah.
I had a closing.
And they're
with one of the-
renting.
yeah, with one of the agents. She came in for a rental.
Right.
And she happened to hear my conversation on the phone.
Yeah.
And she said, I want to talk to that lady.
That's right.
And we got her the keys, and her payment was less than half of what she was going to pay in rent.
I totally agree.
So some people don't know that they could buy.
They do not. Well, you know what? What I hear when I ask the questions to a lot of individuals that realtors bring to me, I go, why do you want to rent? Because I see they have the qualifications. They got the W-2, they got the jobs, they got the credit score, and they got $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 to put away, okay, for first, last security. If there's an HOA, then you need credit report, background, and all that. I go, you don't even need that. And yeah, but I went to my bank, and my bank told me I needed $23,000, $24,000 between down payment and closing costs and the whole kit and caboodle. And we don't have that. We got
And
$6,000,
even
$7,000.
worse, if they don't even go to the bank, they talk to their friends, they talk to their cousins.
Worse.
Right.
I wish I can block all the cousins, all the friends, all the parents before I get to a transaction, because they don't even know what they're talking about, and they kill people like hopes and dreams.
Well, they
Yeah,
think they're helping too.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the thing. They think they're helping because they're
Yeah.
giving them some information that's 25 years old.
Yeah, exactly. And then you know where I look. One of the things I always tell them, I go, this individual that's your personal financial advisor at this given moment, where does he work at?
And sometimes they don't even own a house.
No, these guys are working
Exactly.
these odd jobs. They have nothing to do with real estate, nothing to do with the financial world. And are you taking advice from someone?
I asked 2 questions. How long has he been here in this country? 20 years. How many properties does he own? No one. None. I'm like, that's not the person you need to talk to.
Exactly. I agree
You
with
shouldn't
you.
follow those steps.
I agree
Right.
with you.
Find the people who are where you want to go and
Yeah.
ask them.
Yeah. Do you
When
know?
I first bought my house, my first one, I was 23 years old, and I was
too.
making $10 per hour, and so did my husband.
Yeah.
And when I told my mom I was buying a house, she was like, "How are you gonna pay the house?" Because it was a little money, and I was like, "I'm gonna make an efficiency in the front of the house, and I'm gonna pay the house." And I bought my first house, and people don't know that even making a little bit money and saving a little bit, they can buy a house. They just need to talk to the right person.
Yeah, there's so many different ways of actually doing it, but don't be afraid. You're intelligent, you know what you're doing, you're hardworking. It's gonna get done. You're gonna accomplish it one way or the other. Always. Listen. As growing up to becoming an adult, we've all done it. We've made it. Are we afraid? Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Our first step from leaving mom and dad or leaving the comfort of your home, it's petrifying, it's scary. But look at everybody around you. We've done it. Not only do we have, our homes, many other investments, we have children, grandchildren. So you're going to be able to do it as well too.
Even for people in the business, it's scary, but you have to go for it.
Yeah. I've heard that quite a bit. I've heard that, and some people go, I don't want to pay interest rate. They don't understand. Interest rates are my best friend. As an investor, okay, I've gotten, like right now I'm applying, I'm trying to find a few homes. So I'm going to be doing some hard equity loans. Now the interest rates could be at 15%. You think that really bothers me? And where I've told other investors that have come in, sir, we're not going to look at anything. We just look at your down payment, your credit score, and the collateral, the LTV. But interest rate's going to be about probably, anywhere from 10, 12 to probably could be 15%. And they go 15%. You got to kind of bring them down right off the ceiling and put them right back down. You don't understand. That's a gift right there. It's called leverage. You are making money off of someone else's money that they're lending to you. So if I'm making net profit after costs, repairs, closing costs, not only closing costs when you buy it, but closing costs when you sell it, you got your net profit. So if the net profit is, for example, $125,000, and I had to pay $10,000, are you kidding me? Look how much profit I'm still walking away with with the lender's money at 15% interest rates. I am totally fine with that. I will not only pay off that loan, I'll invite you to dinner, take you out to the best restaurant because I want you to lend it to me again on a few other homes, you know. So there are so many great loans out there for investors.
And if
Airbnb.
you're renting, what's the interest rate in a rental? 100%.
1 gazillion%, right? Exactly.
And one of the interesting things is, for me, living in different parts of the world, here is the easiest place you could get a loan.
Oh my God,
Oh
yes.
my goodness!
I have traveled as well too.
They also give you the down payment. You have down payment assistance, and you can buy a home. I bought my first home at 23. You know what was my down payment assistance? I had to work on my farm and sell chickens to raise my down payment. And here they're saying, here's some money. And they're like, money?
Yeah, for a down payment.
Yeah.
Correct.
It is so, you could build wealth here so easy.
Yes,
with
ma'am.
real estate.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. It's just that individuals need to be guided, and they just need to be, provide the right knowledge and the right way of doing it.
Yes.
But you could build wealth. I mean, I have a class that is financial freedom, I call it. Okay, and for realtors is easy for us. It's easy for us for realtors. For someone that's a wage earner, could be a little bit different because they might have to get a second job, and many times I ask them, I go, why don't you just get your real estate license? Keep your job, keep your day job, get your real estate license, close about 2 or 3 deals, maybe 4 deals a year, and I will show you how you'll take that 30-year mortgage down to about, just like a car loan, 7-year mortgage, and we will pay it off at 7 years, at 5 years. There is so many different ways, and it's product knowledge, sitting with experienced individuals. Ask yourselves and ask us right here, and letting us guide them.
That's another thing. People think that they have to be paying for the house 30 years. Who say that?
Absolutely not.
You can short that.
Absolutely.
That's why I love to train just as much as I love to do mortgages.
Yes, ma'am. Me too.
So we're inviting also the realtors that are looking at us to be here at Janice's trainings. She is great.
Yes, she is.
So you'll learn a lot from her.
A great deal.
It's like 40 years of experience.
Over. Yeah. One of the things about that is not only that are you learning from that, you should be taking notes. And then realtors, what they should be doing is what they're learning. I mean, I don't want them to practice the financing language, but some of the key words and some of the key notes and things like that. But coming and then passing this on, every realtor should already know how to pre-qualify a client before, and then with the experience that you got and the knowledge that you're giving them, they shouldn't be bringing you someone over that just can't qualify, because you're getting someone's hope up that, oh my God, I could probably get a loan. They told me this lender's really good, and they just didn't ask the right questions.
But Ismael, even if they bring a client that doesn't qualify today, I am so passionate about what I do, I give them a plan.
Yeah.
Tell them, this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
And I'll work with them until they get that keys. I don't leave anybody on
I
the
agree with
wayside.
you. Yeah, I do the very same thing. I tell the realtors when they have the really damaged credit, I tell them they're going to have to rent for now, okay? Let them go, get them into a rental. 3 or 4 months, once they're settled in, have them please come back and see me. And I am going to show them how they're going to repair their credit for free. I do not allow that credit repair charges or anything. I will do it, and then now I'll get them. We will help them come out of that, rental community into the home ownership within 12 months. So this will be the last year that you rent, is what I tell them. But I will go detail for detail, and we'll go over everything, and we will assist them. Yes, this is why we're together. We're together. Life, God brings us together. This is why we're such a great team, because we think alike. See that? I didn't know that about it.
And I also believe that homeownership is something that everybody should experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it takes you in a different space.
Oh my God! Can you imagine me being your landlord, and you are paying my mortgage off, okay, and fixing up the house, putting flowers and all this? I'm gonna love you. I wouldn't want you to ever leave. I want you to stay there forever. I'll probably cry. I'll probably cry when you go. But what good are you doing for yourself? None. You are paying someone else's mortgage, okay? So now their kids they're going to be able to benefit from that. But what do you benefit? You can't sell the house, and every single dollar that you put into it, you're never going to get it back because it's not your home, you know. So,
but the answer is never no. It just might be not now. But what a lot of people don't realize is how quickly you can straighten out credit
Absolutely.
that maybe hasn't been taken the best care of. A year is a very long time
sir.
in the credit world. A year is not that long in our overall life. If the answer is no today, it could easily be yes in a year. And that's something that Janice is an absolute pro at, is it doesn't even have to get every little thing fixed.
Yeah.
Do this, and we could be ready to go right now. You know, and all of a sudden, people don't realize, because it's interesting. I was having a conversation with someone just a couple of weeks ago about the qualifications to be able to rent a home. She was saying that she had to prove that she had 3 times the rental
That's exactly
amount
right.
Yeah.
into renting. And I got to admit, I'm running a
credit
long time.
score.
Yeah, and I was thinking to myself, there are loans that we can get, and these are good quality people, by the way, who something happened or they just didn't know any better, whatever the case may be, but they are people who should buy. There are people who can buy. They were just told, well, and I think it's an easy assumption. Well, geez, if it's this hard to rent an apartment, it's probably way harder to buy a house.
Right.
Which couldn't be further from the truth. I was telling her, I was like, actually, a lot of loans, you only have to make double what the payment is. Like, your apartment's telling you got to make 3 times, right? They're like, you know, with the down payment assistance or one of our other grant programs that we have, because we even have them for non-first-time home buyers. You don't necessarily have to be. And you don't,
really?
Yep, and you don't necessarily have to have certain amount of income or less. So we've got different options. Because there's a whole facet of the population out there phenomenal at make their mortgage
would be a great
payment.
class.
Yep, but they're not great at living where they're saving a bunch, and that could be for a variety of reasons, and doesn't mean that they're necessarily bad candidates.
Right.
You know, so there are places that we can go to have solutions for them as well.
Absolutely.
But just slapped me right in the face that you got to have 3 times to be able to rent a house when that's not
Plus,
what
you
it's
have
like
to
to
be
buy
a
yourself.
W-2 employee.
Right.
Plus, you have to
prove
have
all
the
of it.
credit score.
Yep.
And there you are. You got the prime candidate to purchase a home. Get them out of the rental community, and you're just going to create the best rent of your life, because they're going to tell everyone they know, from their co-workers to their brothers or sisters or family members, that we are not renting anymore.
Yep.
We were just able to buy this home with just a few $1,000s. It's
All
amazing.
these people told me no until I talked to the right one.
Yeah.
And
And what is so amazing is that you may have clients with, and that's why I like to do consultation with clients. It's like therapy. You would have clients that have bad credit. I had a client who had bad credit, and, you know, consulting with him over the years, and now he's a millionaire.
Oh,
Bad credit
absolutely.
to making millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And sometimes I will just text him in the middle of the day, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. This is financing? Oh my God.
My God. Financing is my best friend.
It's my best gig.
Yeah, it's my best friend. And,
Yeah.
and you're right, only here in the U.S. because
Yes.
we've been all over in different countries and so forth. I've been, looking to open up office in different areas in different other countries, and no other country has the finances that we've got
Right.
here.
So it's not just about closing a loan, it's changing lives, changing
lives.
family, changing the world, changing
Absolutely.
the environment. Oh my goodness. I couldn't get a better thing to do than mortgages.
I totally agree. There are so many, because we become friends after many years and so forth. And I have so many friends that, like you said, they got 3, 4, 5 million, 15 million, $30 million in equity put away. If they were to retire and sell, and sell all the properties and stuff like that, I mean, that would be a nice a nest egg.
Yes, yes.
That you would not have to be depending on so much on Social Security, Medicaid, and or any other, health, departments that they're giving out there. That you can travel the world, which I've had them. I've had them that come in, and they've come to see me 20 years later, 30 years later. I sold them the first original home to many of them. And they go, Ishmael, listen, we're already retired. We don't want to take care of the pool. We don't want the grass. All we want to do is a condo, and we want to go enjoy our lives.
Right.
And
the customers that you close, they become your friends for life.
They do.
Yeah, that is so important. I was speaking with a girl this morning that I did a loan for her like 4 years ago, and she was a CNA when I did her loan. And I'm like, you could do this, you could do this. And now she has her own business. She called me this morning. She's going to see a client, and she's making thousands of dollars.
Right.
So they become your family, and you're so happy to see people progress, So me doing financing, just closing the loan and giving a key, to me is way more than that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
I totally agree. Just last month alone, about 1,800 new agents signed up here in the state of Florida. So, and I one of the things I tell, a lot of them call up to just interview. They're interviewing before they see what, they hang their license with an agency. And I always tell them, listen, one thing that I recommend is do interview a lot of them. And ask the right questions. And sometimes I'll give them the questions to ask, the right questions to ask, and because signing up with the right brokerage firm will either make your career or definitely just break your career.
Right.
And here we're very fortunate. We're in Florida. Sales here in Florida are through the roof. Right. And one thing I question a lot of the realtors. I go, guys, all of you guys have the same license from DBPR. The Real Estate Commission gave you guys, and DBPR gave you this license. But what is the difference? I want to know what the difference is. That some realtors will only make 40, 50,000, 60,000 a year. Others will make 260,000. Others make $500,000, $1 million, $1.5 million, or $2 million up.
That's
the same
question.
License.
Mm-hmm. That's a good
It's
question.
the very same license. There's only one answer. It's called knowledge. It's having the right team, the support, the tools, everything that you guys were talking about here that we've got to offer here. Because without us, it's going to be really difficult.
And good food.
We have our own chef.
Right. Good food.
Mr. Edmund Knoll. Yes. He is. Oh, we got Valentine's Day coming up.
Yeah.
Valentine's coming up. We have it. And he is doing a, what do we got there? Oh, my gosh. Here. Okay, so for your office, I want to show you something that our production crew here that we love to death. These guys are phenomenal. I saw it not only through social media, production, editing,
they're awesome.
You name it.
Awesome.
They're artists
awesome.
as well too.
They are.
No, they really are artists.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ariel makes me look good, even though I have.
No, that's a lie. He does not do those filters. No.
But he doesn't have to do any filter. He just put me to look
You
good.
look great. But we want to offer this here and want to show you guys. All right. Can we zoom with this in here? This is for Janice's office. I want you to put it in. You look at it first.
That's awesome.
Janice,
oh my God.
For your office.
Oh my God.
That's you.
Oh my God. Let me take off my glasses. Oh my goodness.
Very nice.
Oh.
No.
Thank you very much.
Javier is he really is an artist.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Well, and we get to do this and have fun while we're doing it too. You know,
Oh my
and
God.
that's the thing. I remember
Makes you want to come to work.
Right. I remember when I first got into the mortgage business, I was like, yeah, I'll probably do this for a year. I'll get bored. I'll do something else. Well, as we know, that was a long time ago, but something I mean, so unexpected for you guys to do this. And thank you so much for thinking of it. And hilarious. But, it's just another reason why this partnership is so strong is because we laugh while we work too.
Yeah.
We just, we talk about what's going on in our personal lives. We learn about each other because that helps us, be better advisors to each other.
Absolutely.
I mean, I learned from Janice. Janice learns from me, the whole team, everybody around, all of it, because we're willing to take the time to ask and know, you know. And then we get to learn and laugh some too.
Yeah. No, we have this looking forward now to our Valentine's party that we'll be there all together again and so forth. And, you know, I think it's going to be fun. We'll be handing out some great prizes and things like that. Great food. And talking about the chef, he's bringing in it's the things from Spain, a paella. Now, this paella is going to be seafood, and then the other one's going to be all just meat. You know, it's going to all be, you know. So I'm really looking forward to it. Those paellas are delicious.
I love these kind of events of us because that gives us the opportunity to talk outside of work.
Yeah.
And to know each other. And that's a great opportunity for us to meet and be together outside of the office. The office is fun.
Yeah, I know. I totally understand.
And some of the things that I experienced too with in my training is that the realtors, they want to make money, but they just want somebody to kind of like hold their hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like one of the agents asked me, so Janice, how do you ask for the referral? And it stunned me for a minute, but that is a question that a lot of them have on their mind. How do I ask?
Yeah.
So being there to be a hand holder and have fun doing it, I think that's awesome.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, the realtors are going to get the referrals once their office and their team backs them up, and they, you know, and they're able to accomplish their goals.
Right.
Now they go out and they're able to tell a great story. Here's a horrible story. We show up at, or I show up, I'm a buyer, and we show up at any little get-together, whether it's a family event or a social network or something like that. And you go, Ismael, weren't you buying? I go, yeah, I certainly was. How'd it go? I go, well, wasn't able to buy. What happened? Well, you know, I really tried hard, but it didn't go through. And everything went well. Not really. I lost, I don't know, X amount of dollars. God, that is a horrible story. You know, we work really hard here because that's our job, is to protect the client's interest. What's the interest? Their money, their actual transaction. And it's just not that particular buyer. That buyer is buying now from a seller who that seller's got to move. Right. Whether they're renting, buying another investment, or just buying another home. Now their money is also at risk. And it becomes a trickle effect. So how important are we to a realtor? And that's what they need to realize. How important are we? We are extremely 99.9999%, in my opinion, important.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun and when you're having a nice conversation.
Yeah.
It's almost time for us to say bye to our
We want to thank
viewers.
you guys, for being here. Hope to have you back again. Please let me know, you know, because we could talk. I could talk with you guys forever, for hours, because financing is, again, my favorite. But thank you again, Jason, Janice.
Thank you for having us. Thank you
for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you both.
And we
our
will
audience.
see you next Monday.
We'll see you guys on next Monday. Have a good one.